Let me ask you something. You joined eXp Realty. You've got the app, you've got the cloud campus, you've got access to tools that most brokerages would charge you an arm and a leg for. You're excited, you're motivated. You told your family and friends you made the move. So why are so many new eXp agents just like you, quietly burning out within the first 6 months? Why are they producing almost nothing, blaming the market, blaming the model, and eventually disappearing? Here's the hard truth. It's not the market. It's not eXp. It's not the economy. It's one specific mistake. And almost every single new agent makes it, including some of the people watching this video right now. I'm going to tell you exactly what that mistake is, why it happens, how to fix it, and what your business looks like on the other side when you get it right. So stay with me, because what I'm about to share could be the difference between you building a real business at eXp or just having a really expensive hobby. Now, before I reveal the mistake, I want you to think about why you chose eXp in the first place. Maybe it was the revenue share. Maybe it was the stock awards. Maybe it was the low cap or the equity opportunity, or maybe someone you respect told you this was the future of real estate. All of those are great reasons. eXp is genuinely one of the best models in the industry. But here's what nobody tells you at the recruiting presentation. The model is only as powerful as the agent using it. And if you bring a broken strategy into a great model, you don't get great results. You get a better looking version of the same broken results. So what's the mistake? It's not what most people think. It's not that agents don't know how to close. It's not that they don't know scripts. It's not even that they're lazy, because I've seen hardworking agents make this mistake every single day. Stick with me. I'm going to walk you through everything, section by section, and by the end of this video, you're going to have a clear picture of what to do differently starting today. And hey, if this kind of real talk about building your real estate business is something you want more of, go ahead and hit subscribe and turn on notifications. I put out content specifically designed to help agents grow smarter, not just harder. All right, let's get into it. Section 1, the mistake. The biggest mistake new agents make at eXp Realty is this. They treat eXp like a job instead of a business. Let me say that again, because it's easy to nod at and harder to actually understand. They treat eXp like a job instead of a business. Here's what that looks like in real life. A new agent joins eXp. They go through onboarding. They log into the campus. They attend a few training sessions, and then they sit back and wait. They wait for their sponsor to hand them leads. They wait for the team to tell them what to do next. They wait for the phone to ring. They post a few things on social media, maybe spend some money on a fancy website, and they tell themselves they're building their brand. But they're not generating leads. They're not having real conversations. They're not asking for referrals. They're not door knocking, not calling their sphere, not doing anything that actually puts a commission in their bank account. And here's the kicker. They've convinced themselves they're busy. They have all this activity, all this motion, and zero traction. That's the mistake. Activity without accountability. Busy without being in business. New agents treat eXp like an employer. They think, I joined the company, so now the company is going to take care of me. But eXp isn't your employer. eXp is your platform. It's your infrastructure, it's your vehicle, but you are the driver. You are the business. And if you don't treat yourself like a business owner from day one, you will drift. And drifting in real estate is incredibly expensive. Now, why is this mistake so common? Why do so many smart, motivated people fall into this trap? Hold on, that's actually what we're going to cover in the next section. And trust me, once you understand the reason behind the mistake, everything is going to click into place. But before we get there, I want you to do something. Drop a comment below right now and tell me, when you first joined eXp, did you have a written business plan? Not a vague idea. An actual written plan with income goals, lead generation targets, and a daily prospecting schedule. Comment yes or no below. I read every single comment and I want to know where you're starting from. All right, section 2. Why does this happen? Understanding the root cause of a mistake is what actually allows you to fix it. So let's go a little deeper. Most new agents come from one of two backgrounds. Either they come from a traditional employment background, a 9-to-5, a corporate job, a salaried role where someone else set the agenda and they executed on it, or they come from another brokerage where the broker was very hands-on, where they were given leads, given a script, given a floor schedule, and told exactly what to do each day. Neither of those environments taught them how to think like a business owner. So when they get to eXp, which gives them enormous freedom and enormous responsibility at the same time, they freeze. They default to what they know, which is waiting for direction. And here's where it gets psychologically tricky. Freedom can feel like overwhelm when you don't know what to do with it. The eXp campus has hundreds of hours of training. There are masterminds, webinars, icon panels, accountability groups. All of it is genuinely valuable. But to a new agent who doesn't have a clear business plan, all of that content becomes a way to feel productive without actually doing the hard thing. It's called productive procrastination. You're learning, you're growing, you're consuming, but you're not producing. And in real estate, you only get paid when you produce. There's also a social component to this. Real estate is one of the few industries where your income is completely visible to your peers. If you're not closing deals, people know. That vulnerability creates fear, and fear causes people to hide inside training instead of stepping into prospecting. I'm not saying this to make you feel bad. I'm saying this because if you recognize yourself in any of this, you're not broken. You're just operating from a pattern that made sense in a different context. And patterns can be changed. The fix is actually simpler than you think, but it does require a mindset shift. And that's exactly what we're about to get into. Here's what I want you to think about while we transition. What would your business look like in 12 months if you treated it like the CEO of a real company, not an employee waiting for instructions? Picture that, because that's what Section 3 is going to help you build. Section 3, the fix. And I'm going to give you this in concrete, actionable steps, not theory, not fluff. Real stuff you can implement this week. Step 1, write a business plan. I know. You've heard this before, but I'm not talking about a 10-page document. I'm talking about a one-page answer to 3 questions. How much money do I want to make this year? How many transactions does that require? And what daily activities will produce those transactions? That's it. 1 page. 3 questions. But most agents never do this, which means they have no compass and no accountability. Step 2. Block your prospecting time like a non-negotiable appointment. The most successful agents at eXp, the icons, the top producers, they prospect first. Before the campus, before the masterminds, before social media, 2 to 3 hours every single morning of outbound activity, calls to your sphere, texts, emails, door knocking, open houses, whatever your method, it has to be first, it has to be consistent, and it has to be protected. Step 3, track your numbers. Know your conversion rates. How many contacts does it take you to set an appointment? How many appointments to get a signed agreement? How many signed agreements to close a deal? When you know your numbers, you know exactly how much activity produces how much income. And suddenly the business feels a lot less scary and a lot more like a math problem you can solve. Step 4, find a mentor or accountability partner inside eXp. This is one of the biggest advantages of the model. You have access to top producers who are incentivized to help you succeed through revenue share. Use that. Don't just follow them on social media. Get on a call. Ask specific questions. Shadow their process. The people who win at eXp are the ones who plug into the community with intention, not just consumption. Step 5, review and adjust every week. Every Friday, spend 30 minutes asking, what worked? What didn't? What am I going to do differently next week? This is the difference between agents who grow every quarter and agents who plateau. Consistent, honest self-review keeps you moving forward. Those 5 steps, plan, prospect, track, mentor, review, that's the operating system of a real business. And when you run that operating system inside the eXp platform, the leverage is extraordinary. And hey, if you're finding value in this, do me a favor and share this video with a new agent in your network who needs to hear this. You might just save them from a very painful and expensive first year. Section 4. Let me paint you a picture. Imagine 2 agents who both join eXp on the same day. Same market, same sponsor, same access to the campus, the tools, the training, all of it. Agent A shows up on day 1 excited but directionless. They spend the first 2 weeks clicking through the campus, sitting in on every webinar, and setting up their CRM just right. They post a just joined eXp video on Instagram. They feel great. But by week 3, they still haven't called a single person in their sphere. By month 2, they haven't set a single appointment. By month 6, they've done 1 deal, a referral from a family member, and they're starting to question whether real estate is for them. Agent B shows up on day 1 with a business plan already written. On day 2, they block their prospecting hours and start calling their sphere. Not to pitch, just to reconnect and let people know they're in real estate and they're serious about it. By week 2, they have 2 appointments set. By month 2, they've closed their first deal and have 2 more in the pipeline. By month 6, they've closed 8 transactions and they're already building a referral network. Same model, same tools, same opportunity, completely different results because of one thing. Agent B treated this like a business from day 1. That's what's possible at eXp when you get this right. The revenue share starts making sense. The stock awards become meaningful. The community becomes an asset instead of a distraction. The whole model clicks. but only when you show up as the CEO of your own business. And that's who you have the potential to be. Every single person watching this video has that potential. The only question is whether you're going to operate from that identity or wait for permission. So let's bring it home. The biggest mistake new agents make at eXp Realty is treating eXp like a job instead of a business. It happens because most people were never taught to think like business owners. But now you know, and knowing is only the beginning. Here's your homework before you close this video. Write down your answer to this one question. What is one thing I've been doing to feel busy that isn't actually generating leads or income? Just one thing. Be honest with yourself. And then decide today to replace that activity with something that actually moves the needle. If you're serious about building your business at eXp the right way, I want to help you do that. Subscribe to this channel if you haven't already. I put out content every week designed specifically for agents who want to grow intentionally, not accidentally. And if you want to go deeper, leave a comment below or reach out directly. The link to connect with me is in the description. You made a smart move joining eXp. Now make the smart move of running it like a real business. I'll see you in the next one.